Hey, everybody. I hope you're doing well. We have such a busy week ahead with earnings and with potential plays. So I wanted to come on and share some things with you that are important for you to consider. First of all, let's talk about the state of the market. So I know that everyone has been waiting on that pullback. The pullback has yet to come, not significant enough. The worst we have seen is that August 5th dynamic where everything just dipped really quick due to the carry trade situation. And then we've been just churning since then. Some of you may remember that video I did on the SPY and how you can take you can create a salary of $120,000 off of a $200,000 investment in Elites that run through 2026. So I'm working on a different video for you, but for those of you that actually took advantage of that opportunity, I want you to know that your play would be up today. Those 14 Leap options on the SPY would be up $57,000. And this is just going back 1 month. So when I saw that, I was realizing just how incredible of a vehicle the market is to grow your wealth. We have several members in our Discord that just this last week have shared something very special with me. So they know my story about how I was working for corporate America and I was trading options in addition to working. And once my option income ended up surpassing what I was making in work, I knew that it was time to reconsider my life story and to trade for a living. And that's exactly what I did. Well, several of them have hit that point this week. Their options income is now above what they're making in corporate America. And so I'm so excited for them. Most of them have been through my boot camp. They've learned the proper way to trade, and they are killing it in such a good way. But the other part is they have a community to share the joy with. So we're all celebrating together. But that's very exciting, and it really speaks to what's happening right now. It's so much more fun to trade when you are in a bull market like we're in right now. But I wanted to give you my perspective on what possibly is coming when you know that these elections are around the corner. And with the elections comes a little bit of uncertainty. Well, the reason, in my opinion, that we are seeing some things surge right now is one particular candidate is pulling ahead in the Polymarket betting situation. Isn't it funny that you can have all these polls, but Polymarket is really where you will go to see the true odds. And because one particular candidate who happens to be friendlier to the business dynamics, that's why it seems things seem to be surging right now, in my opinion. Now, if things get a little bit closer and it's more of a 50-50 and no one really knows, that's when we could see a pullback prior to the election. But once the election gets here, once things are humming along, we got the new president, whoever it may be, we should autocorrect and everything will normalize again. So I just, wanted to make mention of that. We may end up having that Goldilocks, non-recession, soft landing dynamic as we surge through the end of the year. If there's a pullback, I definitely have some cash, 25% cash to be exact. That is the way I like to hedge. There's so many ways to hedge the market, but my preferred way is having cash ready to deploy at a moment's notice, so that I can take advantage of any dips and I can jump in and ride the wave up, and that will normalize my portfolio. But I wanted to share with you some of the earnings that we have coming this week because it's very important that you're prepared for these. And if you're going to trade around earnings, be very careful. Go super low when you're trading around earnings because you're going to get more premium to begin with if you're selling options. So you don't have to be as risky as you normally would. But we have Tesla, IBM, Boeing. Boeing has had some news recently with the strike, so pay attention to that. Coca-Cola, that's a favorite. UPS. I've got General Motors, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, 3M, Honeywell, Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin is great for defense. It's a good defense play if geopolitical situations go, haywire. We have American Airlines, and then we have Southwest Airlines, and then Las Vegas Sands. And we are just entering into the dynamics of the betting market and everything with football and everything. Actually, you can bet on anything now, to be honest. But I wanted you to be aware of all of that so that you're prepared. The other message that I wanted to share with you, and this is something that I share with my community, I absolutely love selling covered calls. But you all need to be very careful when you are selling covered calls in a bull market. And the reason is, what happens when you sell a call, for those of you that aren't aware, as long as you're selling the call above where you bought the stock, you're good as far as you can't lose money. But you can leave a lot of money on the table, and you can cap your upside. So there's two things to do if you get in that situation. Well, one, let me tell you how to not get in the situation or to minimize the impact. When I see that we have a bullish dynamic going on, I actually like to wait to sell a covered call till Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, sometimes even Thursday, and it expires the same week. It expires on Friday, and then I go really high in price. I go above that Bollinger Band if I can. And if I'm looking at deltas, I go really low in deltas, something under 0.2. Now, I'm not going to make quite as much money, but it protects the stock that I want to hold on to. And if we're in a taxable account and you don't want to be in a tax situation because your shares get called away and that creates the taxable event, then you want to be super careful. If you're in a non-tax situation, but you don't want to lose your shares, then you want to heed my warning and make sure that you're very careful when you write covered calls. Don't go super far out. Like, I only like to go 1 week out, sometimes less than a week, at the most 2 weeks. Because the second thing you can do to rescue the trade and take full advantage of that extra stock appreciation, the second thing you can do is roll the trade. Now, if your broker doesn't have that fancy little button that says roll on it, it's okay. All you need to do is shut down your current trade, which is a call you sold. So you would buy to close it. Then you would sell a new call, and you'd be very careful to make sure the new call you sell is more expensive than the call that you just bought, so that you can get a credit for the trade. And that helps you, especially if you go high in your covered calls. It's easier to roll and you don't have to pay as much to get out of the trade. You can even do something that I love to do. It's called the delayed roll. You can buy back the one that you are in trouble with, and then you can sit tight and let the stock surge ahead a little bit more. This is a call, then write another call, because you're going to have to pay that debit to buy back your original call. Wait until the stock moves ahead a few more dollars so you can make up some of those losses. These are just some of the ways that I like to help my members adjust their trades so that they can maximize the trading opportunity. And so it's real important that you study different ways to move with the market cycles and move with the trades. Now, let's talk about crypto. It is surging, and it looks like at the time of recording, we are flirting with 70,000 on Bitcoin. And we kept saying that it's going to come, the bull market's going to come for Bitcoin. We've already had half of it, and this could potentially be the second half. We could have a little bit more pullbacks, but we are getting close, everyone. We are getting close to enjoying that excitement of Bitcoin pushing higher. Me personally, I will start scaling out of a lot of my positions once I see that we are closer to about 80,000. It could get to 100,000. They keep talking about it, and it very well might. But I don't want to leave all of my money in the crypto market as I'm profiting so handsomely on it. I want to start scale out of my position. You can usually scale out. Most people like to do it in about 25% increments. And so that's something that me and a lot of my Discord members are doing. So I hope you all have a profitable week. I want you to do everything you can to maximize the money in your portfolio. I want you to get to a situation like me and a lot of my members are in, that we do not have to worry about the craziness of corporate America anymore, and we can just trade for a living and share that joy with each other. I wish you all a blessed weekend. I hope you get ready for the trading day tomorrow. Remember, if you are with me, Trading with Ashley, there's no trader that's ever left behind.